Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So, I have a date tonight. And I figured, since I need to get ready for it, and do a little makeup, why not sit, film a get ready with me, and just kind of chat, have some girl chat. And hopefully talking will kind of like settle my nerves a little bit. But first, before I start getting ready, I have to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Dossier. I've talked about them tons of times on my channel before, even when I'm not sponsored by them. But if you're unfamiliar with Dossier, they sell dupes for luxury designer fragrances for a fraction of the cost. They eliminate retailer markups, celebrity marketing, and licensing fees to offer luxury scents for 70 to 90% less. The fragrances on Dossier start at $29. They have over 80 different fragrances on their website with dupes from brands like Tom Ford, Jo Malone, YSL. So you're essentially getting the exact same product, same high quality and everything, but just for way less money. So why not? I've discovered so many new scents on Dossier as well, because if you're buying like a full price designer perfume and you're spending like $100+, I mean, I don't know about you, but at least for me, like that is a treat, and I'm only gonna buy that one perfume and use it up until it's done. But with Dossier, because I'm spending way less money, my wallet's not taking as much of a hit, so I'm able to purchase more fragrances, try out more scents, and have a variety, so I don't have to just stick to one scent all the time. I can switch it up depending on my mood, depending on the season, etc. They also now have candles, which I am so freaking excited about. I love candles. I have so many candles in my apartment, and the one that I have is the Powdery Hawthorn. It's inspired by a Tom Ford fragrance. It smells so good, and it's so strong. Even though it's kind of a small candle, I keep it in my bedroom right next to my bed, and even when I don't have it lit, I will be laying in bed and I can smell the candle. That's how fragrant it is. So if you guys would like to check out Dossier, I will have a link and a discount code in the description. I will be putting on some Dossier perfume after I get dressed, but we need to actually do the makeup first, because I have no idea what I want to wear, but I feel like once my hair and makeup is done, then I can kind of figure it out. And if I forget to mention any of the products I'm using, I will have a list of everything in the description. So this is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. This is really good for covering up dark circles. So yeah, I am going on a date. Never met this person yet in real life. Okay, so we met on Hinge. And if you're new here, I am like newly single, and I've been in 2 serious relationships, one of which was like my high school, college, into early adulthood relationship that lasted almost a decade. And then my last one was almost 4 years. And like I dated a little bit in between those 2 relationships, but I never went on like an actual real date. Like I've gone out for coffee or drinks, things like that, like casual stuff, but I've never like had a guy actually take me out to dinner. And like the 2 serious relationships that I was in, I met them like through friends and stuff, and like we started out as friends before we started dating. So there wasn't ever that awkward like meeting somebody for the first time kind of thing. So this is a first for me. It makes me a little nervous. We're meeting in a public place. He actually made a reservation at a pretty popular restaurant around here. So, I mean, it's totally safe. This foundation, by the way, is the Essence Pretty Natural, and it is my favorite foundation. It's stupid cheap. I've like, I guess officially been single for 2 months now, but like, unless you're the one that gets broken up with, maybe, because then maybe like you thought everything was good and it like catches you by surprise. But if it's mutual, or you're the one that's initiating the breakup, most likely you felt single for a long time before the actual breakup happened. You don't just like wake up one day and decide like, you know what, this isn't working, I don't want to be with this person anymore. Like it's something that you've thought about for a long time, you've talked about for a long time probably, and things just like haven't felt good for a long time. So it's like in some ways I feel like I am newly single, but then other times I feel like I'm not, if that makes sense. I moved down here to North Carolina 2 months ago, knowing nobody. So one night when I was just really bored, I was like, you know, I was always like skeptical of dating apps, and they honestly freak me out, and I do not like them. And I don't know, like I know some people find success on them and it works, but for me, I'm very much like, do I think I'm gonna find my future husband on Bumble? No, probably not. But I figured, let me download something just to kind of see what's out there. Like, I'm not in any rush at all whatsoever to jump into another relationship. Like, no. I am very much enjoying my time on my own, being single, and especially like, it feels so different for me this time because this is the first time that I'm single and also living on my own and living in a new place where I don't really know anybody. So I've never felt more on my own than I do now, you know? And I'm enjoying it. Like, I want to embrace it. I know that this part of my life is not going to last forever, so I want to make the most of it while I can. Because as much as being with somebody is great, being alone is pretty nice too. But I was just like, you know, out of curiosity and boredom, I guess, I was like, let me just see what kind of guys live around this area. Because I moved from Pennsylvania. Like, I'm from a totally different part of the country. So yeah, I downloaded Hinge and then Bumble because one of my friends said that she doesn't really like Hinge. And this guy that I am meeting up with, I met from Hinge. And we've just been messaging back and forth for the last week. He seems pretty cool. I don't really want to share like too much specifics because I feel like that's weird. Because he is like literally a stranger to me still, but it seems like we have a good amount in common. And it's kind of nice because like he took the initiative to make plans and like made a reservation and chose where we were gonna go, and that is so foreign to me. Usually I'm the one that has to take control of everything and plan everything, and something that I am looking for is for somebody who can take care of me and who, like, I don't want to have to be making plans all the time. I know that most people usually like expect the guy to pay on a first date, especially if he's the one who like made the plans, but then I'm like, I don't know, I don't like to just assume that. So when the bill comes, do I just like sit there, or do I like offer to split it? Do I like go for my purse? Do I not? I don't know how to act. I don't know. One thing that's good though is I'm like not putting any pressure on it as far as like anything happening, or like I'm not worried about like, oh, is he gonna like me? Or, oh, am I gonna like him? Is he gonna look the same way he does in his pictures online? Because I kind of don't care. Online dating though is so crazy. Some guys are insane on there. Like, I matched with one guy on Bumble, which, by the way, on Bumble, if you match with somebody, then the girl has to be the one. I mean, I don't know how it is if you're like looking for like a same-sex person, but if you're two heterosexual people, the girl has to message the guy first if you match. And I hate that, because there's nothing worse than you matching with somebody and then you send them a message and then you get no response. It's like, talk about completely destroying your ego. So anyway, I matched with this one guy on Bumble, and what's so funny too is like, he was older. He was, I want to say like 37 or 38 maybe. So we were chatting back and forth a little bit one night for maybe 15-20 minutes. And our conversation was so innocent. Like, we literally were talking about shows that we've been watching on Netflix and like movies and stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, he just goes, what are you doing and why aren't we making out right now? First of all, making out? Are we like in middle school? Like, what the why are we not making out right now? Also, because you just said that, that's why. Does that line ever work? You would think, right? I mean, unless that's the first time he's ever said that to somebody, which I doubt it. You would think like after a while you shoot your shot, you keep using the same kind of technique and it fails you every time. You'd think you'd realize like, okay, let me try a different approach. So it's making me wonder, like, has that worked with people? I know that like a lot of people will go on dating apps just because they're looking for hookups, which is totally fine, no judgment. I just feel like if that's what you're looking for, then you should just state that right away. Like, don't waste my time talking to me about fucking movies if then you're just gonna say some dumb shit like that, you know? And like, I would expect that from somebody that's like in college maybe, but you're almost 40 years old. But that's the kind of stuff that completely turns me off to online dating. And then, I don't know, like most of the people that I have matched with so far on there, most of the conversations that I have had have just been so dull. Like, people just don't know how to text and how to hold a conversation. I still plan on being single for a while, but I think it's good to like put myself out there, and then hopefully like by the time I do feel ready to get into a relationship again, I will have met somebody that I click with. I just always end up in these long ass relationships, and like at the beginning I always know in my gut like, oh yeah, I like this person and they're cool and I want to spend more time with them, but like I know that they're not like my person, you know, like they're not the right person for me or like future husband material for me. But somehow I allow myself to get into these relationships anyway because it's fun and I like them and I'm really attracted to them and whatever. And not that it's a waste of time by any means, because it's certainly not, but it's just crazy how I feel like I blink and then next thing I know, multiple years have gone by, and then I'm like, oh cool, neither of us are happy, now what? And then I have to like start all over again. So I'm trying to be like more, not picky necessarily, but like, I don't know, just more conscious, I guess, of who I get into my next relationship with. Like, I just want to be more selective with who I let into my life. I have no bad feelings at all towards either of my exes, and I learned so much about myself in both of those relationships, so they were very much necessary and I have no regrets. But I just feel like I'm getting to a point now where I think I know myself pretty well and I'm pretty secure in who I am as a person and as a partner, and I know what I want. And you know, like if I end up in a relationship again and it doesn't work out, whatever, like that's fine. It is what it is. But I just don't want to look back and tell myself, you saw so many red flags that you tried to ignore and you knew this wasn't going to work out, and now look at where you are. And I think it's easier to do that when you're not looking for a relationship. Because when you want to be in a relationship, I feel like it's easier to just kind of go with like the first person that you click with, as opposed to like really thinking clearly about whether or not it's right and truly what you want. So I just used a little angled brush, and I'm using the Lorac Unzipped palette. I don't even know if they still make this anymore. It's so old, but I used the shade Unbrided, which is just like a dark purpley brown, and I just did a soft wing, and then I took this fluffy brush and I just kind of diffused it a little bit to soften it, and I did a little bit of the same bronzer I used on my face in my crease. And then now I'm using the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. Oh, I hate putting on mascara. This always makes me miss my eyelash extensions. I do really like this mascara though. It makes my lashes look pretty nice, and it's like a drier formula, so it doesn't smear throughout the day. I'm gonna do a little bit of lips just for the sake of the video, but then I'm probably gonna wipe it off because I still have a few hours till I need to leave. I just wanted to get ready early while I still had daylight so that I could film this video, you know? So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, and I'm gonna put on the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline in the shade Reef. And it goes perfectly with this lip liner color. So here is the hair and makeup in natural lighting. I still need to figure out what I'm wearing. The place we're going to is kind of casual, but I want to be dressed casually and not overdo it, but I still want to look really nice, but in an effortless, like I didn't try hard kind of way, you know? So I will see you once I figure out what I'm wearing, and we will finish getting ready, do accessories, and all that fun stuff. Decided on an outfit. I'm keeping it pretty simple. I'm wearing this bodysuit from, it's either from Misguided or Boohoo. I can't remember, but it's just like a strappy square neck bodysuit. Very simple. And then these faux leather pants from Zara, and then I threw this flannel on top from Boohoo. Casual, but like you could kind of slip the flannel down, like, you know, still be a little sexy, you know what I'm saying? And I decided this is the perfume I'm gonna go with, the Ambery Saffron. This is a dupe for the Baccarat Rouge 540, which is super popular right now on social media, but it's super expensive, and I think this one from Dossier was $49, whereas the original is like $2 something. I love this one. It's a little bit sweet but sexy, and it's really potent, and it lasts all day long. I'm just gonna touch up my lips, throw on some shoes, and head out the door. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check the description for my link and discount code to Dossier. Thank you so much again to them for working with me, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye.